Hello and welcome back. If this is your first time, welcome. I want to thank all the people that have subscribed to me since I started doing reviews more consistently. Of course, you're looking at the CZ-75B. This was the first pistol that I ever bought back in 2007. This is a 40 Smith & Wesson, and I will go through and tell you some of the things that I have found. I've shot about 4,000 plus rounds for this gun that you're looking at, and I've had a few issues, not too many, and definitely nothing that CZ USA did not take care of. I will say that their customer service is outstanding. I've had to send the gun to them 2 times, and both times they got the gun, fixed it, turned it around, and handed it back to me in like 2 weeks. So they are pretty awesome. And I even think they paid return shipping, I think. So as I go through, I'll talk about those issues that I had. But other than that, this gun's been flawless. As I always call it, is my old reliable, because it has never jammed. Always works, with the exception of the few things that I had go wrong with it. It's a machine. Once you get a high round count on anything, it might break on you. But to have that customer service to back it up is very important too. Like I said, this is the CZ-75B. This model is a 40 Smith & Wesson. I know they make the 9mm out there. I haven't shot any 9mm, unfortunately. When I got this gun, it came with a couple 10-round magazines, and I didn't know if that was standard. According to their website, it is standard, but I have found that I bought some magazines that are actually for an SP-01 40 Smith & Wesson, and these are by Mekar, and these work fine, and these are 12-round magazines. So if you go out there, I can't remember the website that I found them on, but they were about $30 a piece. I want to say maybe manventure.com. Not sure. I'm sure maybe you can find them cheaper than that. I don't know. They're about $30 a piece. They're steel. I think they got a polymer floor plate and the blue follower. But they work fine. I've shot, I think I went and bought 6 of them. And I've been used it shooting in a steel competition, no jams, and Mekar, from what I've seen in the past, they make really good magazines. So that's a way to get you a 12-round magazine, maybe get you out of that 10-round magazine that you have, and they fit flush. As you see, it's unloaded, gun's unloaded, no rounds in the chamber. So I'll just want to show you that that does fit flush, that 12-round magazine. So, a few things about the CZ-75B. It weighs in at 2.2 pounds, which is, about standard. This is an all-steel gun. They do make alloys. They make aluminum frames, whatever. So, the all-steel version is 2.2 pounds. Overall length is 8 inches. Barrel length is 4.7 inches, almost 5 inches. The height of the gun is 5.4 inches, and the width is 1.38 inches. Like I said, this frame is steel. Most of these come with plastic side panels. I opted for the Hogue wraparound grip, which I love. I would put it on all my guns if they made them for all my guns. But these grips are outstanding. I love them. With the finger grooves and everything, it doesn't add a lot of thickness to your gun, but it does make it night and day different to shoot when you have, the nice, feels in your hand better. So, that's one thing I do love about the Hogue grips. It comes with regular fixed 3-dot sights. On this model, I have Trigicon night sights, And I have to say that compared to the Metro Light sights, these Trijicon sights suck. And they cost more. They suck because they don't offer you much white space around the lamp to see during the day. And they're not that bright compared to the Metro Light sights. If you're in complete darkness, they're pretty bright. If you're like in twilight, they're not very bright at all compared. And I think that the Metro Light lamps are a little bit larger. But, you know, I got, you know, like I said, this was the first pistol that I ever bought, and I thought Trijicon was good, so I went with the Trijicon. And, yeah, I don't really like those sights at all. They kind of suck comparatively. I may switch these over to Trijicons, but I'm kind of in between. Maybe I'll do that, or maybe I'll put on a fiber optic front sight and then maybe a Novak style rear sight, since it is a target gun. And that's what I'll say in the use, you know, what this gun's made for primarily. I would say combat sidearm, maybe a duty gun. I know in Europe and the UK they use these as their police duty guns, and also a target gun. It's very comfortable to shoot on the range. The weight of this gun helps absorb the recoil of the 40, especially if you do hand loads. I do hand loads, and I use 115 grain Berry's bullets and just your unique powder. Maybe like, I think I use like a 5 or 5.3 grains of that. Don't cite me on that. I don't have my facts right in front of me. Always refer to your loading manuals when reloading rounds. But with that 155 grain bullet, there's almost no kick to it at all compared to the factory 180 grain load. So that's what I do like about this. It's, you know, nice shooting. You can shoot it all day. You know, like I said, I've shot 4,000 plus rounds through it. No malfunctions, nothing. I have found that this gun likes to be lubricated. I'm trying a new lubricant for the gun. I was using just high pressure multi-purpose grease on the rails because I found that I found that a couple different lubricants. I think I was using the Hoppy's high-tech lube, and that was not really working out. The grease was working good, except for in the cold. It actually slows the slide down until it heats up. Right now, I'm trying some dry graphite spray. Maybe I don't have it with me right here, but I'm gonna try it out, let you know how it works. It's the type that you spray on and it dries. So, I don't know. I have tried some dry graphite on my AR-15, and it seems to be working real good. So, I'll let you know how that works in the future. This gun also has a safety, which can only be engaged when the hammer is in the cocked position. Obviously right now you don't see it, can't see it as a gauge. It is a double action and a single action gun. I'm not sure about the poundage. If I'd had to guess, I'd say this is maybe like a 6-inch double action pull. But you can see that it's, you know, fairly smooth. I'm not pulling it real smooth, but it is fairly smooth. And then I would say that the single action pull is maybe 4 pounds, but it's very crisp, and there's not a lot of creep or anything like that. I have heard in other models or in other guns that I've talked to people about that their triggers weren't so nice, so I don't know if they were older versions or newer versions. I don't know. But you'll see that once you're in that safe position, or once you're in that cocked position, you can't put it on safe. Carry it cocked and locked, 1911 style. So that's an option that you do have. The CZs put in hammer forged barrels, which was one of the problems that I had with my in the beginning. And I was shooting all factory ammo, nothing real hot, no plus P's, nothing crazy. And I noticed in cleaning it that I had a crack had developed between either in front of the first lug or between the locking lugs on the barrel. So I took it to a gunsmith. He verified that. We got in contact with CZ. They were happy to take the gun back, fit a new barrel to it, and they had the gun back to me in like 3 weeks. So, I did notice that. I haven't noticed any problems with this barrel. I probably have 1,000 rounds-ish, close to 1,000 rounds in this barrel, no problems. It is conventional rifled barrel. It has very, very good accuracy. I will say, I'll show you. Actually, I'm just rolling this target now. This is one of my targets I shot from 15 yards, and I think I got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rounds right there, all pretty much dead on. This gun, you can expect probably better accuracy than this. I hadn't shot in a couple weeks, and I definitely hadn't shot the CZ in a long time. So, you can expect this or better from your CZ-75, whether it's the 9 or the 40. I think because of the way that they build this pistol, it also helps the recoil is that they inset the slide in the frame, which brings that bore axis lower to your hand, which the lower you can get, the better, and it also helps it last longer. Before I bought this one, I was reading online, they were shooting like 50,000 rounds plus, through this pistol without any major malfunctions. That's why I went ahead and got it. I didn't really know much about guns at that point, and it was a good deal. I hadn't even really seen many CZ-75s after I bought mine, and to this day I've only seen about 4 at the local gun range and out and about. So I don't know. I think it's coming out. I think they're going to be more present out there on the market than they were before, maybe. The other problem I had with this gun was the trigger spring. The trigger spring broke on me, I don't know, over the summertime during a match, actually, and it wouldn't reset the trigger. The trigger would still reset, but it wouldn't push the trigger forward to reset it. So, once again, called CZ. They said send it in, send it to them. They had it back to me in 2 weeks. No big deal. And it was a free lifetime warranty repair, as this gun is lifetime warranted. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you the field strip of this gun, and so you see what's going on. Obviously, take the magazine out, make sure it's unloaded. Number one thing when you start cleaning or field stripping your weapon at any time. So now what you're going to do is you're going to line up these notches. There's a notch on the slide and a notch on the frame. So you're gonna line them up, and then you're gonna pop this pin out, just like that. And then you're going to, this gun you have to also depress the trigger. Slide comes off, real easy. Pin and the spring comes out, barrel comes out, and that's about as simple as it gets. So you got your barrel, your recoil spring, your recoil guide rod, or your spring guide rod, and your slide. Easy, no big deal. As I said before, you can see this better now that the slide goes inside of the frame rails, which on every other gun out there, Baby Eagle, they make them the same way. But it slides inside the full length. Most guns only have a point right here and a point right here where the frame attaches to the, or where the slide attaches to the frame. So I think that makes this gun a whole lot more accurate than some other ones. It also makes it a whole lot more durable. You can shoot this gun all day. You know, like I said, I've seen 50,000 plus rounds, you know, accounts of that. I haven't actually seen that. That would be a real expensive test. So, but you know, the service life of this pistol, it would be should be excellent because of that. So I'll show you how to go ahead and put it back together. Barrel goes in. Before I show you that, I'll show you, you know, this barrel has the 1911 style locking lugs. So I'll go ahead and show you how to put it back together now. You just shoot the barrel in there, get your guide rod and your spring, slap that in there, rest against that, no big deal, and then you just slide your barrel onto your, or slide your slide onto your frame, put that in there, line it up again, and it'll just drop right in there. Function check, it's good. So simple, disassembly and assembly, no big deal. I'd say this is probably my favorite gun, and I'm actually thinking about maybe trying to make it into a race gun. I don't know, add some stuff to it, make it real fancy. Since I don't really carry it anymore, I pretty much only shoot it at the range, so I think it'd be cool to have a CZ race gun. They just came out with a competition style hammer. I might maybe send it in and have that installed on it along with some other stuff. I don't know, just some ideas. But highly recommended by me and others, the CZ-75B. Thanks for watching. So as you can see, it's minimal recoil. Those are my reloads. The ammunition is reloaded, and so I make them a little bit lighter. I have 155 grain bullets, so it's a little bit softer than it would be with 180s, but it's still a good shooting gun, especially with the Hogue grips that I installed on there.